Put down the bottle. Don't drink and drive. According to the article, Drunk Driving Statistics 2022, around 10,000 people, 29 per day, or over 1 hour, die every year from drunk driving. I'm sure most of you know someone who has been impacted by drunk driving. I'm sure most of you know someone who's driven drunk. I myself have been impacted by a drunk driver, and I will forever have health issues from it. Drunk driving speaks for itself. To willingly choose to operate a vehicle while impaired by alcohol is a reckless and serious criminal offense. Along with speeding, driving while under the influence of alcohol is particularly destructive and very dangerous. Drinking and driving is a dangerous game. Not only can you put yourself in harm's way, but you're risking the lives of others. Drunk driving can kill people. According to an article from the West Coast Trial Lawyers, there is no doubt that alcohol reduces overall brain function. However, there is a range in the severity of alcohol-related effects, which varies from person to person. Nonetheless, alcohol affects critical thinking, reasoning skills, and muscle coordination, which are all necessary for safely operating a vehicle. Alcohol affects the body's central nervous system, particularly as alcohol levels increase. The body absorbs alcohol directly through the stomach walls and the small intestine. It then enters the bloodstream and is immediately metabolized by the liver. About 1/3 of car crash fatalities in the U.S. involve drunk drivers, according to the NHTSA. Alcohol-impaired drivers got behind the wheel of a car about 147 million times in 2018, according to the CDC. All it can take is one time. In 2017, 32% of all drivers involved in fatal crashes while driving at night were drunk, according to the latest data from NHTSA. Some common injuries from drunk driving include spinal cord injuries, brain injuries, broken bones, whiplash, and paralysis. Drinking and driving can kill people. While we are taught our entire lives to not drink and drive, too many individuals choose to do it anyway, knowing the risk and what it could cause. Drunk driving can ruin families and lives forever. It's not something to take lightly or do just this one time. 1,825 college students between the ages of 18 and 24 die from alcohol-related unintentional injuries, including motor vehicle crashes every year. 30% of students who drank in the past year said they have driven after drinking alcohol during the past 30 days, according to CAS. Kentucky averages one alcohol-related death for every 2,234 adults over 18, or 4.5 deaths for every 10,000 adults. Charges for drunk driving will depend on the circumstances. They can range anywhere from a misdemeanor to a felony offense. Charges may include driver's license revocation, expensive fines, and possible jail time. Fines alone can be extremely costly. A first-time offender can be ordered to pay over $10,000 in fines and legal fees, and that's not including the social stigma attached to being found guilty of such reckless behavior. Drunk driving is a serious crime. Some states have gone as far as to offer provisions for victims of drunk driving accidents to claim punitive damages on top of the personal injury damages they may already be entitled to. Punitive damages are intended to punish the defendant for their reckless behavior and are also meant to send a clear message to the community that drunk driving will not be tolerated. Now that you know the consequences and dangers of drunk driving, let's discuss what you can do to prevent this. Have plans made to get home if you have been drinking. If you have been out drinking, there are many ways you can get to where you need to go without getting behind the wheel. Uber and Lyft are great options for this, or having a friend that is sober to take you where you need to go. Lyft and Uber are mobile apps where you select a driver, pay online, and they come and get you to take you where you need to go. It's essentially a taxi, you just don't have to flag down. Having a designated driver isn't always the most reliable option because they could end up grabbing a drink too, but they are still very useful when they do their part fully and correctly. Deciding not to drive drunk can have many benefits. No one gets hurt. You don't have to worry about putting someone else at risk and potentially yourself. You don't have to worry about getting a DUI, fined, arrested, losing your job, or getting pulled over. You know you are safely being transported when a sober individual is behind the wheel. The list goes on and on. In conclusion, driving drunk is never okay. Choose not to drink and drive and help others do the same. You are putting not only yourself at risk, but other people. Think smart and don't put yourself behind the wheel. Are you going to take the risk? Thank you.